Hey, I'm Jessica. I've done a couple videos already on BPD. Um, Something that I've noticed, I'm not gonna lie, I shouldn't say I'm not gonna lie, because it's not like I'd be lying anyway, but I'm gonna be totally forthcoming on that I just recorded this video and it was like 13 minutes long and it was driving me crazy. It just lasted too long. So anyway. Um, my name's Jessica. I've done a couple videos on borderline personality disorder, BPD, and I want to continue doing videos on it. It's something I've been diagnosed with. I've been diagnosed with it for a long time. A lot of people, I feel like it's still it's a fairly new diagnosis that is coming about in the mental illness, I'll say, arena. I don't even know what to say about that, but and it's not widely talked about. It's not known to a lot of people. So, I mean, you hear of things like depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia. You hear stuff like that, and you have your assumptions about that. But BPD is really not talked about. So anyway, I'm going to be making some videos talking about what it's like to have BPD, talking about what it's like to be in a relationship with someone with BPD, whether it's romantic, family, or friend. Today, specifically tonight, it's nighttime right now, I want to talk about emotions. So, I'm going to say someone with BPD, me, I will refer to me, I will refer to they, I'll refer to we. It's all, anything I say relates back to me as well, also relates to, I don't think I said this yet, but when I talk about something, it's going to be based on my personal experience. I've been in a lot of therapy with people with BPD. It's going to be based on the experiences they've shared with me that they go through. My friends and family, exes, their feedback, as well as people that I know someone with BPD, I know their friends and family, their feedback. So it's all from different points of view. So I'm going to refer to things. If I refer to they, we, I, it's a collective thing. Anyway, but I'm talking about emotions. People with BPD, we feel. We feel. I tell people when I talk about things I feel, it's like I feel it times 10. I feel it, not even times 10, I feel it exponentially greater than what it seems like a normal person, someone without BPD, feels. It's really hard. Good days feel great. When I get happy, so happiness is this thing I'm constantly searching for. A state of being happy and calm and mainly a consistent positive feeling. So that's something that I feel like I go through therapy for, I work on things for. That's my goal, to just find this constant calm, feeling like I can handle the world and be able to handle it. Have moods, but be able to handle it. So anyway, like I said, when I feel a ton more than normal people. People with BPD, we feel. So on good days, let me rewind. People with BPD forget that moods are temporary. We don't think that way. The mood is so overwhelming. Whatever emotion that's going on is so overwhelming that logical thought just leaves the brain. So we can't remember that things are temporary. We really might not be able to see the actual situation because the emotions are so strong, it's skewing our perspective, and it just feels like whatever's happening will never end. That's just it. It feels so intense. You can't see the end in sight. It will never end. So on good days, it can feel like, oh, I've been searching for this happiness for so long, and I finally found it. I finally know what it's like to be happy. And now that I understand how it works, I'll never let it go. So even anything bad can happen to me, but I know how it works. I know the state of mind. So I'm just not going to forget it, and I'm just going to stay in it. And I got this. Life is good. I'll be able to handle it moving forward. And then something happens. And unfortunately, what's also really hard is moods can change fast. Fast. I could be on top of the world, have my day be great, and feel like I found it. I finally found that calm, happy. And now that I know what it feels like, I don't have to let it go. I know. So I'll just be able to keep it. But then I do something like dumb. I mean, not dumb, but something that seems really not like a big deal. I'll be talking to a neighbor, for example, and I might make a joke that's stupid or something, and the conversation went south after that because they didn't really laugh at my joke. They thought it was awkward, and it was just like, and a neighbor, just some random neighbor, Who cares? The conversation goes a little south, and it's like, okay, we'll see you later. That's something I would like to say. I could get in the car and just be like, well, that was weird, and move on with my day. But I can't. I have to dwell on it. I have to dwell. Oh my God, I'm so weird. Why do I have to be so weird? I can't handle normal social circumstances. It was my neighbor. It was small talk. Why can I not just have small talk? How hard is it to have freaking small talk? Talk about the weather. But then I have to go make a joke, and now I seem like this weirdo, and now they're always going to remember me as the weirdo, and I'm not. Why do I have to be so ridiculous? Why am I so ridiculous? Why am I so ridiculous? I'm just a loser. I am a fucking loser. And I'm probably always going to be a loser. Because that's just what I do. That's just how I am. That's just who I am. A loser. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, it can go from great, I'm doing awesome. On my way to the car, I say an awkward comment with a neighbor who could have been in a rush, who could have just really not felt like being social. That conversation might not have even ended based off my awkward comment. And I'm just using this as an example. That specific situation hasn't happened to me. Others like it have. But, it didn't even necessarily have to do with me, but then either way, the interaction ended. I went off into this deep spiral. My emotions led to one thought that led to another, and I went off into this spiral that basically made me feel like I was worthless. And remember, like I said before, emotions, it feels like they will never end. They will never end. They feel permanent. It feels like now I realize how worthless I am. So how could I ever be happy knowing that? And unfortunately, a lot of people with BPD cut themselves. A lot of hurt themselves in some destructive way, whether it's alcohol, gambling, sexual activity, impulsive spending. There's a lot of ways to hurt yourself. And it happens. And unfortunately, a lot of people with BPD do end up committing suicide because they cannot see themselves getting out of their current mood. Wrapping up, because now it's been like 10 minutes on here. People with BPD, we feel things. We feel. And when we feel hard. Our emotions can change really quickly. They typically do. there might be some norms in here, but there's always going to be that extreme thinking, extreme emotion. So people, I'll say, like I've said at the end of my other videos, people who know someone or in a relationship, friend, family, or romantic relationship with someone with BPD, please be patient. Totally worth it, people. Totally worth it. I feel like I'm a worth it person, and I'm thankful for those people in my life who have stuck with me. A lot of people with BPD are amazing people. Just be patient with them. Also, people with BPD, get into a regular therapy routine, find a good therapist that you can up to, get in dialectical behavioral therapy. It's really beneficial. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you watch for more later. Thanks.